Hello and welcome to Joy News Prime. We are coming to you live from our studios here at Koko Mlemle in Accra. We are live on DSTV, Channel 421, GoTV 125, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I am Carlos Kaloni.
And I am Faustina Safo. Tonight, some civil society organizations questioned President John Dramani Mahama's proposed dialogue on illegal mining, arguing that they need concrete actions rather than just talks.
Also, leaders of the University Teachers Association of Ghana are gathered in a brief for their 22nd Biennial Congress to decide whether to escalate their fight against illegal mining or soften their stance.
Also tonight, Child Rights International calls for a thorough audit of social system within schools after Ghana Education Service removed assistant headmaster of KNUST Senior High School from his position following a disturbing viral video showing him fondling a female student.
Also in the bulletin, we'll take you to Sekondi Takoradi, where $165 million went into a suburban railway lies abandoned, rusted and silent. Remember, we are Joy News and we are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism.
We appreciate your company.
Well, some civil society organizations are questioning President John Dramani Mahama's proposed dialogue on illegal mining, arguing that they need concrete actions rather than just talks. The meeting, scheduled for October 3, 2025, aims to address the galamsey crisis, but some CSOs believe that previous discussions haven't yielded tangible results. Imani Africa President Franklin Kujo told Mamiese Nyamiche Thompson on Newsdesk that the country needs action, not dialogue.
I think what we need right now is action, really. I mean, I don't know whether the meeting is supposed to ask us for our views or opinions as to what else to do. Frankly, I don't understand why we are meeting, but I suspect that maybe solidarity with the president, maybe he wants to hear whatever we have to say. But frankly speaking, I think we all know what to do. And other than maybe meet and greet, I really don't know what else we are going to discuss at this meeting.
Director of Governance, Justice and Peace at Catholic Bishop Conference, Reverend Father Michael Kwaku, said that they want nothing but a decisive action that prioritizes the nation.
I've been in conversation with my superiors already about it. A delegation is being put together, so we'll be there. But what we are expecting is clear, and it is nothing different from what we have said before. We want action to save our environment, to save our life as a people, to prioritize the life of the nation above pecuniary interest.
Meanwhile, University Teachers Association of Ghana is turning the heat up on government with their ultimatum to government expiring this week. UTAG leaders are gathered in a brief for their 22nd Biennial Congress to decide whether to escalate their fight against illegal mining or soften their stance. Fatau Bayaga report.
After the Congress today, the new president expressed confidence that the association will maintain a strong stance, urging authorities to take action against the issue of illegal mining.
We have to be bold. Now, if you want to look at it critically, water is the heart of everything. Water is the factory. That's what we drink. Now, whilst it may look like it's so far away from us, in a few years, we are likely to be battling more diseases than we. And already as a nation, we are financially challenged. Now, whilst on the surface it looks like it creates employment, and so you have people revolting when we make a move, when you juxtapose the cost implications of trying to restore degraded land, etc., together, then you realize that the NPV, or what we like to call the net present value, is negative in the long run. And so if we're going to change that narrative, we must change it, because when any project has a negative net present value, what it means is that it destroys value instead of creating value.
Vera Fiado announced that the union is holding a meeting today to determine their next course of action, as the 3-month ultimatum issued to the government is set to expire. Very
qualified. So yes, we are going to deliberate and come up with a decision that works for the union. So I represent the union, not necessarily my personal interest. And so we will have a meeting, and the agenda will be determined as to what we can discuss. Once we do that, we will inform the relevant stakeholders so they carry out our message.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu encouraged the union to continue their relentless efforts in addressing this challenge.
Professor Chair, I cannot assume my seat once again without praising UTAG for your principled moral position on galamsey. No. So continue to be advocates for the good of our country. We need quality air to breathe. We need quality water to drink. Don't waver in demanding that right be done and that the country succeeds in our fight against galamsey.
The 22nd Biennial Congress gathered approximately 200 members from across the country to discuss various issues affecting the association, including funding, among others. Vera Fiado, who has become the first female president of the group, stated that Ghanaians can expect more initiatives and actions from the association moving forward.
What I really look forward to, and that's what we have had over the years here, there have been a few challenges, but every economy is growing mostly because of knowledge creation, and that's where UTAG is at the heart, the core of it all. So I look forward to a UTAG that is undeniably, should I say, a mover and a shaker. When it comes to policy, we should be at the heart of driving evidence-based policy decision moves that government makes. Every nitty-gritty that requires that we play our role, we'll work to make sure that we deliver.
For Joy News, Fatao Bayaga, Eburi.
Let's head now to the Ashanti region, where tension is mounting in Impatuim weeks after a violent clash between the youth and soldiers guarding the Asanko mine. Despite the bloodshed, illegal miners are back on the concession, raising fears of another deadly confrontation. Ancillary mining companies say they are still reeling from the financial losses of the last clash. Nanawachi Adam visited the area and filed this report.
The clash at Impatuim in the Amancia West District began after residents accused the Asanko Mine security of killing an illegal miner for invading the company's concession. Tension rose when family of the deceased rejected the body and the youth in the community blocked roads in protest. On September 9, 2025, an altercation broke out between the agitated residents and military personnel stationed at the site where the Abuabu Assembly member Samuel Dankwa died and 2 others severely injured. One of the injured victims remained in the hospital struggling to recover from gunshot wounds. Kofi Nyako is one of the victims still receiving treatment. He narrates how he nearly lost his life in the clash.
The
bus was full of armed men. They beat me up and got me injured into the state, all because I work for Asanko. They threatened to kill me, claiming that we have killed the assemblyman. But despite heavy military presence, some local residents continue to creep into Asanko Mine's concession, highlighting fear of renewed clashes. Residents say galamsey operators have taken advantage of the chaos to invade mining concessions, worsening the already fragile situation.
After weeks of the destruction, with companies still counting their losses, the destruction continues. Far behind me is where illegal miners continue to operate. Just after some few minutes or few meters away from where the construction companies operate.
Meanwhile, Mining companies operating in the Esase enclave of Asanko mines, including Robotech Ghana Limited, are counting their losses in the aftermath of the violence. Other companies like AKL Company Limited, Zen Ghana Limited, Bilodge Company Limited, and GTS Ghana Limited have also lost millions as buses and other valuable equipment were destroyed. George Jakba is the human resource manager of AKL.
Based on that, we are not able to operate from the community to take the haulage exercise, and as a result of that, we conveyed some of our people to the other site, and then we are lodging at the hotel at other places, other towns, nearby towns, to do the work with the few machines that are fit to work.
The continuing invasion of illegal miners on lands belonging to Asanko mines has been a cause of worry. For Joy News, Nana Boachidanko Yadom.
Let's stay a bit longer in the Ashanti region because Child Rights International is calling for a thorough audit of social systems within second cycle schools following the removal of assistant headmaster of KNUST Senior High School, Charles Akwesiedo, who is seen in a viral video fondling the breast of a female student. The Ghana Education Service has launched an investigation and prohibited Edu from entering the school premises. My colleague Ohemin Tewia visited the KNUST SHS earlier today and now report.
It is a normal day here at KNUST SHS in Kumasi, where the assistant headmaster of the school has been suspended by the Ghana Education Service for allegedly engaging in amorous relationship with a female student of the school. But Joy News multiple sources indicate that the girl in question has been in amorous relationship with a student, a male student, was rusticated. After that incident, the female student also lost her right to be in the boarding school. On 19th September, just after completion of the SSCE exams, the girl used the assistant headmaster's phone allegedly to send a recording that has since gone viral to her alleged boyfriend. School authorities, according to the security here, are tight-lipped and wouldn't want to comment on the issue. As GES continue to investigate the matter, students and teachers of KNUST SHS appeared not to be disturbed by the development. For Joy News, Ohemin Tewia reporting.
Well, Executive Director of Child Online Africa, Awo Idam Amenya, joins us here on Joy News Prime. We're grateful for your time. First of all, what is your initial assessment of this whole saga, which has attracted public attention? Kindly unmute so we hear what you're saying.
The vocabulary of the time. Yes, good evening, and thank you for having me. This morning, someone called me and asked about the video, and I said to her that I couldn't watch it because I don't want to see something that I'll have to force my psyche in order to unsee it later. And some of these things have well-being implications for some of us, because if you don't have BP and you watch this one, your BP may rise. So clearly, I declined to watch it. However, I feel that it's irresponsible on the part of the assistant headmaster to be caught in such a manner, because clearly, if I have my daughter entrusted in your care as an educator, it's your responsibility to train that child for me in whichever agreement you and I have. So if you go against the rules of engagement by inappropriately touching the young girl, I have a problem.
Right.
And you know what? I also have a problem at the way the reportage is being done. The use of the F word you are using is slightly a subtle pornography. So would we want to use a different word other than that so that we don't compel other young people to go and start searching for that word and trying it on themselves?
But as media, we need to report objectively what the truth is. And that was exactly what happened, right?
Yes, but you are reporting objectively and you are corrupting some of us as well. So which one do we want to go for?
Right. So we've seen the Ghana Education Service taking certain steps.
Yes.
Beyond those steps that they've taken, what would you want to see going forward?
I'm looking forward to seeing a strategic action which will seek to protect the students in the first place, to also ensure accountability, because we need to know what actually took place and how the video was even leaked in the first place. Then again, whether it's about ex-boyfriend or current boyfriend or something, it's immaterial. It's neither here nor there. And as much as possible, there has to be systems in place that people are held accountable for their action. And if it turns out that the assistant headmaster did exactly what it is, then he's not fit to be in the education space.
Right.
So the legal action should take its course, just so we don't see reoccurrence of instances like this, because the digital space is growing and these young people are also going to have a future. And unfortunately, the headmaster or the assistant headmaster has a family. So the children's life are also at stake here. So common sense has to come home, and maybe government should be looking at a systemic review of some of the safeguarding structures in various schools, because we can't afford to be handling these things every now. It's one too many. It's unfortunate it has happened,
right.
But then we're looking forward to seeing that a corrective measure is put in place so that nothing like this happen in future.
We are grateful to you, Madam.
Away from education, let's shift our attention now to the health sector. Ghana prepares to roll out an HIV prevention drug next year in what the Ghana AIDS Commission describes as a decisive step in strengthening the national response to the virus. This comes against the backdrop of more than 15,000 new infections recorded recently. The Commission says beyond the rollout, local pharmaceutical companies will be engaged in production while government explores new financing models to guarantee long-term access and support. My colleague Maxwell Aklobotu has more in the following report.
Following a recent surge in HIV infections, with more than 15,000 new cases recorded last year, Ghana is taking bold steps to minimize the spread. The country is set to roll out an HIV prevention drug next year, a move expected to bring new hope in the fight against the virus. At a National HIV Response Sustainability Assessment and Roadmap event, Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Prosper Campbell, announced the initiative, adding that local pharmaceutical companies are being positioned to produce the drugs domestically.
That vaccine thing you are talking about is actually a medication, lenacapavir, and which we have already put an application as a country to put it as a main component of our HIV prevention program. So initially we would secure it from outside. But as you saw, the corporate organizations that are here, the pharmaceutical industries here, they have positioned themselves to be able to produce that vaccine locally. And in discussions with the pharmaceutical industry, together with GIZ, we are on track that somewhere between the later part of 2026 to 2027, early parts of 2027, we should be able to produce that medications in Ghana here.
Dr. Akambo further emphasized that because HIV requires lifelong care, government must prioritize sustainable financing, including the integration of treatment options under the Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund, dubbed Mahama Care.
If you look at the HIV itself, you can look at it as an infectious disease. That's just an infection. But because of its long-term care, is also a chronic disease. You understand? And that chronic disease has other aspects: stigma, human rights issues, prevention of infections. These are all things that have to be looked at in the long term, not just the fact that it's an infectious disease. So it's also a chronic disease. But if you look at the indications of the Honorable Minister's speech, that says that it could be included in the Mahama Care. It's based on the fact that the Mahama Care looks at chronic disease.
Also addressing the gathering, Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister Agnes Momolati admitted that the withdrawal of international funding has created huge financial gaps in the health sector, but she was quick to add that government's commitment to health financing will help close those gaps.
I think that I made a statement to the effect that this government, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has showed a lot of faith towards securing the health sector, and even the launch of the Mahama Care, not solely relying on external funding, is an initiative in the right direction.
The rollout of HIV prevention medicine is expected to offer new hope to thousands of Ghanaians at risk of infection, while efforts at local production and sustainable funding aim to secure the country's long-term fight against the virus. Maxwell Klobo to report. Right to you.
Well, thankfully, join us now is National President for the People Living with HIV, LCIA. Thank you so much for your time here on Joy News Prime. I'm wondering, what does this planned rollout mean for you and your community?
Thank you very much. I just will make one correction. I'm the immediate past president of NAPLAS.
Thank you so much for that correction.
Right. We've been very excited since we heard about the lenacapavir, but for two reasons. One, the prevention that we are talking about is preventing people who tend to be at risk of getting HIV. For example, if you have discordant couples where one is positive and the other is negative, in order to prevent the negative couple partner or the couple from getting infected, this is one way of preventing that infection.
And
the other side.
Oh, please make your point.
Okay. The other side of it also, for those of us who are positive, we realize there is also that production which has gone it has gone far in coming out with HIV medication for PLHI, persons living with HIV, which we would take just one or twice a year. And it's an injection. So those are the two aspects that we've heard about, and we are very enthusiastic about. So it will prevent discordant couples from breaking up, or it will encourage those who want to get married, who know their status and know that one is positive and the other is negative. And that could be used to prevent the negative partner from being positive. There are some people also whose way of life also puts them at risk to HIV. So these people or these groups of persons are also those who would benefit from the medication. That is what I have to.
Okay.
But I got the idea when I was contacted. It was the idea that, it's something that when you take it, it prevents HIV, so it's for everybody. No, it is for HIV negative people who are at risk. Okay. And these specific people whom I have explained, who I've highlighted, are the ones that I think are going to be directly
affected.
Targeted.
Okay.
Yes, targeted.
Thank you.
I don't think it will be in the parcel any pharmacy for people to walk in and buy and purchase.
We know it's early days yet, though, but what key things should government look forward to when they're rolling it out, especially because we know that your community have raised concerns about affordability even before the rollout of this initiative?
Yes, we heard about the cost, and we realized that if we compare that to us taking a pill every day and forgetting and getting pill fatigue and going off care and therefore getting reinfected or the virus multiplying again in our bodies, I think this is will be very cost effective. For me, it is cheaper. We see that as cheaper. It's just once in 6 months. That's okay. And you just, you are covered for 6 months and you just go 2 days, twice in the year to the facility. I think that is something that we are looking forward to.
Thank you so much for your time here on Joy News Prime. You're still watching Joy News Prime. After this quick turn, we'll be back with more and tell you how the Public Accounts Committee sitting went today. Please stay tuned in. Welcome back from the break.
Well, let's take you to Parliament now because a heated clash played out at the Public Accounts Committee today between the IGP Christian Yohono and Chairperson Abena Osei-Asare. The IGP insisted the police service will no longer fund new stations in areas where mobs repeatedly attack facilities, arguing communities must build them instead, a position the Chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee strongly rejected. Kenneth Jesse has more.
The IGP defended a controversial position that the service would no longer build police stations in areas where existing facilities and personnel had come under attack. Instead, he argued that any community seeking a station should take responsibility for constructing it themselves. This stance, however, drew sharp opposition from the PAC chair, Abena Osei-Asare, who argued that abandoning communities in the wake of mob attacks sends the wrong message and undermines the constitutional duty of the police to protect lives and property.
They came to their local building and somebody said, no, this way it was the MP who built it, so let us not touch it. So they didn't touch it. And so today, when you are in your area and you are asking us, we should come and open a police station, we will ask you to build a police station yourself. And it is when you build a police station, and all those areas where there are these disturbances, they never attack the stations that were built by the community themselves. And it is not good for this country. And so if you ask of closing down, yes, we'll close down because you have destroyed the station.
Mr. IGP, that cannot be the response because there are several places in this country where mobs have attacked police stations, but we never hear that the police stations have been closed down. For me, I don't think that should be the response. It's like the fact that your child, yes, pees on your lap doesn't mean you should cut your lap off. What can you do to help strengthen your engagement with the community there so that they will see that you people are one, you are there to protect them and they are also there to discharge their mandate as citizens. But clearly, I don't think the answer should be the shutting down. I'm not happy with the way things went. The fact that they attacked the place, the fact that it was burnt down,
Madam, this is the answer I have to give, madam. There's nothing.
Can I finish, please? Can I finish? The fact that you even some of your men were hurt.
Meanwhile, Director General of the Ghana Prisons Service, Patience Bafoboni, disclosed that the 10 million cedis approved by the President to improve feeding for inmates in the last quarter of the year is yet to be released. Although government raised the daily feeding allocation from 1 cedi 80 pesos to 5 cedis, the funds are still locked up, leaving prison authorities struggling to meet basic nutritional needs.
And so we are feeding beyond 10 cedis. And it is through ingenuity. With the approval from the President, I think now, even as we speak, our budget for 2026 is capturing the 5 cedis. What we need now is the amount to be released for this last quarter. And efforts are being made to get the money into our accounts and then a formal communication to that effect. As a directorate, we find this very serious because once the feeding regime is wrong, it has a rippling effect on health and every other thing.
The committee will conclude sitting on the 1st of October 2025.
Still in Parliament, Parliament's Energy Committee is demanding urgent action against rampant power theft in the northern region. The committee warns the illegal practice threatens the entire power supply chain and could have grave consequences for the country. The directive was issued during a visit to the region where members engaged the regional minister and NEDCO management. The following report has more.
Parliamentary Select Committee on Energy's one-day tour of the area visited the Regional Coordinating Council, met with management of NEDCO and also toured some facilities under construction. Speaking at the Regional Coordinating Council, Chairman of the committee, Emmanuel Kwesi Bejira, said power theft is a consistent complaint the committee has received, urging for an immediate action to address the challenge.
Whatever they collect, they have to pay VRA and pay Gridco. If they don't do that, VRA cannot generate, we cannot generate, and Gridco can also not transmit. And so we want to beg our people that when you are stealing power, you are depriving them from their job or from their revenue.
The Northern Regional Coordinating Director, Smiler Ewuntoma, said the minister is aware of the issue and has taken some measures to address the challenge.
This has come to the attention of the regional minister. And so, maybe you will know that we invited NEDCO here at the Regional Security Council meeting to give us a presentation on their work. What the MD said came up clearly.
The managing director of NEDCO, John Okanyamwa, said they have put in some measures to help address the losses.
And one of them is the fact that we get up early in the morning by 5:30 to go and monitor our meters. And as you go and monitor at that time, those who did the illegal connection in the night will be sleeping. And so we go and take the evidence, and later in the day, we go and present the evidence to them, and then we take them through the process we have to take them through.
Addressing the media at the end of the tour, the committee chair reiterated the concern of power theft.
I want to appeal once again to our brothers and sisters in the north, my colleague members of parliament who are from this area, to talk to their people. That power theft is illegal, it is criminal, and when you are caught, the law will take care of it.
Let's stay in the northern region because every school day in Afayili in the Kumbungu district begins with danger. Children cross the White Volta by canoe to reach school. In the rainy season, however, the journey is even more treacherous, made worse by the absence of life jacket. Joy News' Martina Bugri captured the risky voyage these students endure in pursuit of education.
From the Afayili are heading to school. Education is a lifeline, but getting to school is a risky journey for these ones. The canoe is the only way to cross, but it's a fragile vessel in a powerful river. The community has just one canoe that sometimes the children themselves have to ferry across. Speaking to Joy News, Swale Abdulbaki said they are scared having to cross each day to school.
Using the canoe to school is very scary. Some time ago, we witnessed a canoe capsize. People also drown, so using it is very scary. We sometimes have to ferry it ourselves to cross the river. The days it rains, the canoe will be shaking because of the strong wind.
Another student, Imoru Hikma, said they have encountered snakes in the water, which is sometimes very scary.
The canoe is leaking and the seats are not also in good shape, making it so scary. We witness snakes and other aquatic animals in the water.
The assembly member for the area, Abubakar Memunatu, said it's become difficult for parents to release their children to navigate these waters to school, and she appealed for help for the construction of a school block in the community.
We are appealing for government or any NGO who can help us about the canoe or 3 classroom blocks, so that during the rainy season, the children will stay at Afayele and doing their schooling. Because sometimes if the flood comes, their parents don't want them to come to school because the water, they are afraid because the children are too small.
For these children, the only way they can have secured education is for their community to have their own school. But until that happens, they would continue to risk their lives each day. For Joy News, Martina Bugri reporting.
$165 million. That's what the state spent on a 15-kilometer suburban railway meant to connect Kojokrom, Sekondi and Takrady. And yet today it lies abandoned. Stations once buzzing with passengers and goods are now rusted in silence. The gleaming gates and metal seats have lost their shine, overtaken by weeds and cobwebs. More in the following feature, Rusted Dreams by the Fort Estate.
A student of UMAT, Michael Amponsa Safo, walks on the railway line almost every day.
My school is just along the rail, so I usually take this path here. And I've been schooling here for the past 2 years. These trains, they used to be stored at a warehouse very close to my school, my campus. And then at the beginning of this year, somewhere December, November, they brought the trains here. When it first came, I thought maybe they were doing renovations either at the place or there were faults with it. So they were bringing it here to fix it. This is a train station. I've been schooling for months and we have never seen any engineer coming to visit the train. We haven't seen anybody boarding it. We haven't seen anything being done about it. It's beginning to rust. When it first came, it looked very pristine. It was very, very nice.
Seeing the trains parked at the Kojokrom train station annoyed him so much that he posted his rant on X, hoping to get the attention of government.
It'd be bad. It'd be very, very bad. Oh, somebody should do something about this. You don't really have enough good roads in the country. This could be another source of transport. I want the government to step in and do something about it. That's why I made the video in the first place.
This is Ghana's new reality. A modern fleet wasting away. And Kojokrom is not the worst. Exposed beams. Roof ripped open. Weeds swallowing the tracks. Even the station clock is frozen in time.
I am very close to the Sekondi station, and I can tell you that currently the rail tracks are not for trains. Weeds have taken over. What was once a very strong symbol of pride has become a playground. On 17 September 2025, at a government accountability series, the Minister for Transport, Joseph Bukari Nikpe, answered questions about the railway service in Takrady.
I stated clearly that we inherited a situation where all the contractors that were on site had all abandoned site because of unpaid interim certificates that were provided or made. We have gone into discussions with them, and as I reported that Amandi has resumed work, along with the other contractors. The issues are time deals with a lot of variations when it comes to contract.
Well, the minister's explanation did not include when the rail service will begin and what caused it to be suspended. Just like the broken clock cannot tell the time, government officials also cannot say when services will begin.
Well, it's time for Showbiz. We'll take a short break. When we return, the Queen of Showbiz will be here.